Yemen's Ansarullah fighters, also known as the Houthis, have just hit Israel's Ramon airport, and this has shocked Israeli terrorists. You would wonder what the big deal is here. After all, this was just a drone strike hitting the passenger terminal of a rather small airport. Yes, Ramon Airport is not as big as Ben Gurion Airport and is situated in the southern part of the settler colony. So, why are the IDF bosses visibly shocked and taking this development with utmost seriousness? The Israeli media too has understood the significance of this Houthi strike and have begun cornering the rogue regime of war criminal Benjamin Netanyahu for this major lapse. I will explain that in this video and how this has a lot to do with Israel's illegal military strikes against Iran and the subsequent pounding the settler colony received from the Islamic Republic. As it emerged, Yemen's Ansarullah fighters launched several rounds of drones striking Israeli targets. Unlike in the past, when the Houthis fired ballistic and hypersonic missiles into Israel, today they only use drones. Also, today's attack came on a weekend, right in the middle of the day, and yet they managed to bypass Israel's much talked about Iron Dome and hit Ramon Airport in the south successfully. According to reports, only a few individuals have sustained injuries, even though the terminal building was directly hit by the Houthis' drones. Videos of the airport being hit and the subsequent damage have gone viral on social media. This was one video immediately after the drone hit the airport.
Oh my god! אימא, אני בדיוק הורדתי את חיים בזה וכתבם באלוהים מעל הראש שלי.
Freelance Yemeni journalist Ahmed Al-Ghobari shared more videos of the airport showing the damages caused by today's drone attacks.
נפל לי כטב"ם, לי. לא להיכנס, נפל שם הכטב"ם.
Today's drone attack successfully hitting Ramon Airport in the south comes just days after the Houthis vowed to assassinate Netanyahu to avenge the killing of their prime minister and his several cabinet colleagues. If you remember, Israeli terrorists had bombed the presidential complex in Yemen to murder the prime minister and many of his cabinet colleagues. This had prompted the Houthis to declare that nothing was off limit for them now, implying that they wouldn't hesitate hitting civilian targets in the future. The Houthis in the past have said that they didn't attack civilian targets. This was seen in May this year when one of their missiles fell short of Ben Gurion Airport. Many believed that had the missile hit the airport, they would have caused heavy fatalities. But according to experts who follow the Houthis closely, the Houthis may not let such considerations determine their future actions. No wonder Netanyahu was forced to hold his cabinet meeting last week in hiding at an undisclosed location. The Houthis also targeted an Israel-bound oil tanker off the coast of Saudi Arabia in the Red Sea. And now this attack on the Ramon airport. The Israel Air Force, which claims to be one of the best in the world, continues to be clueless as to how the Houthis managed to bypass the Israeli interceptor missiles and hit the target using a drone on a Sunday afternoon. According to Israel's Jerusalem Post, this was the first serious hit by the Houthis in over a year. Several theories are being floated, with the Jerusalem Post even blaming the technical failure of the Jewish state's normally high reliable missile technology. It seems the Houthis first sent a few drones from the Egyptian side. This prompted Israeli authorities to alert its population as they deployed the interceptor missiles to shoot down these drones. However, taking advantage of the Israeli military attention near the Egyptian border, the Houthis sent more drones through the Jordanian border, hitting the Ramon airport. If this theory is true, then this further explains the military prowess and maneuverability of the Houthis. Imagine being able to pull off such complex military moves thousands of kilometers away from the intended target. This is simply extraordinary. And this is why the Israeli Air Force has swung into action to investigate this attack, even though this may not look so serious on the face of it. Another issue being reported in the Israeli media is that Israeli resources took a serious beating during its 12-day illegal military strikes on Iran. As I said in my previous videos, Netanyahu and Trump had underestimated Iran's missile power. Both Israel and the US exhausted most of their interceptor missiles in their bid to destroy the incoming Iranian ballistic and hypersonic missiles. While the US is reported to have exhausted 25% of its THAAD missile stockpile, Israel too is in deep trouble as most of its Arrow 3 missiles are gone, and it would take years for the supplier in the US to replenish them. According to some experts, Israel would have had no missiles left to stop Iranian missiles if the war had continued for a couple of more weeks. This was widely described to be a reason for Donald Trump's desperation to reach a ceasefire. And today's Houthis' success in hitting Ramon airport shows just how depleted and ineffective Israel's air defense system has become. No wonder the Israeli media are making desperate attempts to draw their government's attention to this development. The Jerusalem Post wrote this today, and I quote, "Whatever the reason, if Israel does not take the Houthis seriously and realize the Yemen terror group can adjust and try to surprise Jerusalem, there could be more similar incidents in the future, and some might end in an even deadlier fashion." End quote. The easiest thing for Israeli terrorists would be to stop their war crimes in Gaza. Not only would this end their savagery against Palestinians, but it would also stop the Houthis from sending missiles and drones in their direction. The Houthis would also bring their campaign against Israel-bound ships in the Red Sea to an end. That's because Houthis have said that they are only acting in solidarity with the victims of genocide in Gaza. Meanwhile, we also learned today that terrorist Netanyahu has put his annexation plan of the occupied West Bank on hold after the UAE said this would be their red line and could impact the diplomatic ties with Israel. I wonder why the UAE didn't react so forcefully in the last 23 months to stop the massacres of hundreds of thousands of people in Gaza. Convicted US felon Donald Trump has said that he is talking to Hamas. He is engaged in a deep conversation with Hamas to achieve a ceasefire.
We're in very deep negotiation with Hamas. We said, let them all out right now, let them all out, and much better things will happen for them. But if you don't let them all out, it's going to be a tough situation. It's going to be nasty. That's my opinion. Israel's choice, but that's my opinion. They got to let them out. You got 20 plus you have about 38 dead people, young, beautiful, dead people. And I'll tell you, the parents want them every bit as much, almost more, than as if their son or daughter were alive. But you have many dead people that are coming out as part of the deal. It's 20 people, but I think of the 20, there could be some that have recently died, is what I'm hearing. I hope that's wrong. But you have over 30 bodies in this negotiation. Can you believe? I mean, we negotiate for people that are living here. We know that at least 30 people are dead, and we're negotiating to get them out. The parents want them back so badly.
Going by his previous track record, I'm not very optimistic about what this clown has to say. That's it from me. Thank you very much for your support of this platform and our journalism on buymeacoffee.com and Patreon. If you too think that our journalism is worth supporting, then you too should consider becoming part of it. Details are there in the description of this video. In the meantime, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so, because that's one of the many ways you can support independent journalism. God bless you all.